you've ever felt stuck or felt like you're not good enough to be a real guitar player, you're not alone. The truth is, you don't get better by playing complicated music. You get better by playing simple things with feeling and enjoying your time with the guitar. Give me a few minutes and I'll show you what I wish I knew a long time ago. Welcome back to Relax Learn Guitar. I'm Kevin and this is Maggie May. Loving to get her treats today. My wife Vicky's behind the camera.
Hello?
That's all I have, girl. All right, let's get started. So a little something different today. Not so much a guitar lesson as more of a life lesson. We work with our members at Relax Learn Guitar. If you'd like more information about that, check out the link in the description. But helping people understand and get better at playing the guitar and seeing folks get discouraged or feel like they're not a real guitarist. It just came to the point where I was kind of sharing some of my own stories with them, and I want to share them with you guys as well. So this is more of a journey, Kevin's journey. So back in the early 80s, when I first started playing the guitar, I thought I had to know every chord, every scale, all the music theory. I mean, at that time, like, guitar players with speed and accuracy was the fashion. Like, that's what was important. That's what all my friends were playing. And I played in some rock bands and metal bands in high school, and I found myself just trying to impress everyone. Most importantly, there were guys in my band that were better than I was, and just trying to figure out how to be perfect at things. And I was all about that and not so much making progress. And guess what? I was hard on myself. It wasn't as fun, maybe even a little miserable at times. But at that time, it was just like learn more, know more, practice more. But I had a big realization. I wouldn't say recently. It's been kind of one that's creeped in. But you don't have to be you don't get to be a better guitar player by playing complicated music. I think you can get a lot of joy and satisfaction out of learning how to play with feeling and with soul and having a nice groove. Those are things that are much more important than being perfect or playing really complicated things.
Well, you also have to walk before you run. You can't.
Oh yeah. I tell folks that
You can't be, quote, perfect.
No. And realizing that it's hard to kind of like look back and think about that, but that really is something that has helped me. So I just wanted to share it with you guys, whether it's the walk before you run or be happy walking.
Yes.
Like, walking's good. We all don't have to be marathon runners. And not if you're a marathon runner, no offense, but not all of us can do that. And you don't fall in love with the guitar by beating it and conquering it and I'm the king of the hill. You really, I fall in love with the guitar because I'm always growing with it. And I feel like there's always something to learn, always something new to do. So after high school, I played in a couple of one main college rock band. And honestly, I had a blast. Had so much fun. The songs were more simple. They were a lot of fun. Looking back, some of my high school friends who were much faster and proficient maybe looked down on our little college band a little bit, but I didn't care. It was, tons of fun and, just a great time. Of course, people graduate, married, kids, life happens, and, bands break up. But I always kept playing the guitar, even if it was, off and on. But one thing I really learned to do was enjoy my time with just me and my guitar. Not playing for anybody else, and just to be in the moment and relax, which I think now more than ever is so important. But just being with your guitar, being in the moment, and I just think it's really important to give yourself permission to play for you and not just being worried about what your audience is getting out of it. Worry about what you are getting out of it first. If this message is hitting home with you, be sure and hit that like button. We would really appreciate it. It's an easy way to help the channel, and it'll help other folks on YouTube see this lesson. So here are 5 things that I wish I could tell my younger self. Number 1 is that simplicity wins. You've heard, there's a very famous quote, country music is 3 chords and the truth. Harlan Howard is the one who's attributed to that. although, lots of people use that. I kind of live by that. Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, kind of classic country, and not just country. I mean, lots of bands, CCR, there's 3 chords in that song, and that's a fantastic song, and it's a lot of fun to play. Bands, Johnny Cash, there's REM, Nirvana, classic rock, Velvet Underground. There's a ton of bands that don't play complicated music and keep things kind of more simple, but with lots of feeling. And I just think that's one thing I could have told myself when I was younger to kind of help along the way. Speaking of simple and fun, be sure and check out my free song lesson bundle. It's in the link in the description below. Everything you need to play some classic rock songs, and none of them have more than like 4 or 5 chords. So definitely check it out below. Number 2 is that feeling is much more important than speed. I think a steady groove, a good beat, is just much more satisfying than a lot of fast notes. You can do a lot.
Head bobbing music.
Yeah. Bob that head, tap that toe. I mean, that's 2 chords, and you can get a lot of...
Makes you want to bob your head.
You get a lot of feeling out of just 2 chords.
Yeah.
So that's just something. John Lee Hooker, another quote, got a few quotes in this lesson today. John Lee Hooker said it's not the chords you play, it's the feeling. So it's more important about the feeling behind the music than just the chords in it. Number 3 is to play songs you love. If you enjoy the songs you're learning, you're gonna just practice more and keep progressing. I mean, things that are, these are like cowboy chords. You don't have to, you can get a lot accomplished with some, open chords on an acoustic guitar and some rhythm and groove. And it's just, the feeling is just so much more important. And when you love the songs and you feel them, you want to play them more. Number 4, I would say, is that perfection is a myth. It's really about progress and not perfection. I've got an entire video. You can check it out here when you're finished with this one. An entire video on that subject, and you can kind of watch that in detail. But it's more so about realizing the progress you're making and not being perfect at it. And the 5th thing I would say is to remember that you are one of a kind. You are unique. What makes you, you is important. What makes me, me is important. Another Willie Nelson quote, he said that 90% of his success, he thinks, is because his voice sounded different than anybody else's. And, it's important to be yourself and be unique. You already have what it takes. You have what it takes to enjoy playing the guitar, playing that chord progression, that strum pattern, learning that lick. You already have what it takes to enjoy it.
Just don't give up.
Yeah,
Can't give up.
Don't give up. Just keep playing, and hopefully this advice can help you keep doing that. I'll leave you with this, like the final kind of wrap up. It's not, let's say, don't worry about playing it right. Worry about playing it real. And, there's a time and place, you need to learn the correct, chords and fingering. But the great thing about the guitar is there's 5 different ways to play a chord. There's 7 different ways to play a lead. There's, endless strum patterns. And it's always something you're, like we talked about earlier, learning and growing with. And, it's not about getting all that perfect. It's really about the feeling behind it. And it will just lead to you enjoying your guitar even more. Well, I hope you guys have found this helpful. I know Maggie's finding her treats helpful. Up next, check out this lesson. I've got 3 rock songs perfect for beginners, including that CCR tune I was fiddling around with a little earlier in the video. Remember that Vicky and Maggie and I appreciate your views and your support here on YouTube. We'll see you for the next lesson, and remember, you're never too old to learn.
You guys take care.